Let's just quickly introduce ourselves. I'm Marie Claire. With
I'm
me
Chelsea.
is
Wait, sorry.
Chelsea. We're doing a little mini episode. I may release this on Twitter. I may release this on Patreon. I don't know. I'll decide later. Um, we wanted to compare the two versions of the new Rebels. I don't know, do-over with Sam Witwer being the original version of the Emperor and Ian McDiarmid being the version of the Emperor. And this is not outside of the bounds of what Star Wars has done in the past, adding in people into into scenes, changing scenes. It's very George Lucas. Let's just chef kiss. Mwah. He loves doing that. This was a choice probably by Dave Filoni, maybe, or something else. Let's speculate after we listen. When did you hear about this?
I saw it on my timeline, like going by, and I was like, the Emperor. And then I thought about like how he's added into all these little things recently, and it's very
And
suspicious.
he's going to be in The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. Well, let's listen to this. So this is the Sam Witwer version.
Okay.
Oh, nice Emperor theme, hey?
Lord Vader, have you dealt with the rebels in the Lothal system?
Yes, Master. They are broken.
And yet I sense in you something more to your victory.
I believe the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker lives and is in league with these rebels.
Are you certain?
It was her.
This is an opportunity we cannot let pass. Skywalker's apprentice could lead us to other lost Jedi.
Such as Kenobi.
Perhaps, if he lives. Be patient, my old friend. For now, dispatch another Inquisitor to hunt them down.
As you wish, my master.
Is very Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that I'm surprised, but wow, he did a really good job with his voice.
Oh yeah, Sam is great.
I'm like, really? That's not the Ian McDiarmid one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so
this
there's a different way that Ian he puts a little bit of different emphasis on something.
I mean, it's Ian, so it's gonna sound a little different. So this is actually starts kind of as he's bending the knee to talk to Vader. So,
Lord Vader, have you dealt with the rebels in the Lothal system?
Yes, Master. They are broken.
And yet I sense in you something more to your victory.
I believe the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker lives and is in league with these rebels.
Are you certain?
It was her.
This is an opportunity we cannot let pass. Skywalker's apprentice could lead us to other lost Jedi.
Such as Kenobi.
Perhaps, if he lives. Be patient, my old friend. For now, dispatch another Inquisitor to hunt them down.
As you wish, my master.
what did you think?
Interesting. It's good to hear his voice as the Emperor, actually.
Yeah, I know, right? There was something in it about him being really happy that other lost Jedi might still exist.
Hmm.
And it wasn't about Kenobi. He wasn't thinking about Kenobi. It's weird. No?
Oh wait, so he was like there may be other Last Jedi, and then Vader was like
Kenobi.
like Kenobi, and then
He's like, perhaps, if
he's
he
like,
still lives.
so at this point in Rebels,
Mhm.
there's a Jedi kid, right? There's a few like Force characters.
Well, there's Caleb Doom, who is Kanan Jarrus. There is Ezra, but he's specifically looking for someone that is not Kenobi. I definitely got that impression of the emphasis on no. How he said perhaps is like, well, not him, but sure, whatever. Go get Kenobi.
Not you Dumbo. Not him, you Dumbo.
Yes.
you
and your obsession with your past. Isn't that weird?
So he was also looking for Force users in the Vader comic.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking that there was that thing where Vader did not give him that list of Force sensitive children in the galaxy. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. And also, like, he was also looking for Force sensitive children again in Rebels.
Oh, so
the Inquisitors were sent out to look and capture Force sensitive children. It's something he's constantly been doing.
So this evil mofo who, he is looking, because he cannot create himself, he's looking to steal children.
Mm-hmm. And he's always been looking to do that since Maul.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that we haven't really seen this in like the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed to be like a really big part of what he does in the extraneous materials.
Yep. I know, it's weird, hey? Okay, tinfoil tiara. He's always done this. He's always been looking for the next big thing, right?
Right.
I think that it changes, though, with Padme's death, and he's looking for her to be reborn. If we're going to go full reverse Amidala.
Oh, man, yeah. It's so... I would love... Oh, man, I love that theory so much. I'm going to be like kind of... I need it to at least be a tiny part of The Rise of Skywalker.
Did you see my crazy, like, crack theory tweet about what I think is going to happen in Clone Wars?
No.
If they got him in the studio to do this scene, they've recorded something for the end of Clone Wars for the last season. And I think that we're going to get a Padme Sheev scene where he finds out that she is married to Anakin pre-Revenge of the Sith, and he's not happy about it.
But didn't he put them together?
Did he?
Yes, 100%. He was the one that I think that he actually manipulated that whole thing, their little romance. It's when you watch Attack of the Clones, he
never wanted them to have children.
He didn't?
No. In The Empire Strikes Back, he's like, you know, we gotta kill this kid. I don't know. There's some I'm missing something, obviously, because you know.
like let's like go through this again. So in the Attack of the Clones, he won. He's the one who suggests that Kenobi, your old friend Kenobi, and conveniently his apprentice Anakin should be the ones to protect Padme.
Yes.
He's the one who suggests that and like bullies her into it. And then it just keeps like snowballing from there. I think he already knew.
But did he? So here's the question. Like in Tristan and Isolde, did Mark know that by sending Tristan to fetch his bride, that Tristan and Isolde would fall in love?
It's actually, like you were saying in your ring thing.
It's fate. that interrupts that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm thinking about The Last Jedi now.
Yes.
And Snoke and how he was like, yes, I want you to interact. No, not like that. Not like
that. Yes, exactly. Like, to me, there is something else going on because, yes, he wants his puppet, his knight, his toy to control this other aspect out there in the universe, right? To bring that aspect closer because, if that aspect is close to the person that he is basically grooming to become his knight, his second in command, then that person will always be within his sphere of influence. I don't think that he ever expected them to fall in love, get married, and have children.
Do you think that he at all knew about it?
I think
No, he did know because in Revenge of the Sith
he knows by Revenge of the Sith. He knows she's his wife, but does he know before that all of that stuff has happened?
See, what I think
don't
it
know.
was is I don't think that he expected them to fall in love, but I think that he expected Anakin to have a weakness for her in the same way that Snoke thought that they should have a weakness for each other and he would manipulate that. And he actually does manipulate that exact weakness. Like
in Clone Wars, he puts Padme in danger. Palpatine is the one that sets up Padme being in danger tons of times. And Anakin goes and solves the problem.
It's the entire time it's just stoking that fear of death that Campbell. There's this story that Campbell told all the time that was like, and I'm not going to do it justice, but it was like the first being that came into the world had a fear of death, and so he made it sounded very, and so he made a companion to like ease that, and it always reminded me of Anakin and Padme, and I need to find that story again to.
One of the things that is really interesting, and I've explored this, and there's going to be an upcoming episode where I actually talk about Sheev with Blind Man Baldwin, and it's going to be like a Sheev-demption, so that's coming. But it's like the hardest concept for people to wrap their heads around, and I love it because it's very, very Star Wars.
It would be very interesting.
Yeah. Like, can you redeem the devil? That's the question that we pose. We'll try to solve it for you. But the thing that is really interesting is that Padme and Sheev had a relationship, i.e., whatever that was. I'm not saying but they had a relationship pre-existing before Anakin existed, and the Palpatine family estate looks over the Newberry family estate.
No, really?
Yes.
No. What?
Yes.
Wait. What are you telling me right now?
In the Lake Country, you know that island that they go and visit?
No.
There's an estate that Palpatine sells before that island situation happens. But traditionally, the families were meant to be close.
What the heck? Oh my gosh.
It is Tristan and Isolde. It is Tristan and Isolde.
Where's
and
this
then
from?
It's on Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. So it's I've never heard this before. That's crazy.
It is still in canon that their estates are near each other.
Oh my! Like I was just going off of they're literally from that same specific planet.
No, they're across. They're across water from each other. The Palpatine estate specifically says it looks over on the Newberry estate.
No, it's across the water. Like Isolde was from Ireland.
Yes. And people think I'm crazy about Dark Union versus Divine Union. No, I'm not crazy. This is what's going on.
I knew you weren't crazy. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I don't know why I didn't think of that. I think it's because all of the Reylo fanfic ever written has always been just about Ben getting over his issues and not about like a larger conflict. So I'm just bamboozled by it. It's amazing. I really love that theory.
I'm glad, because I felt crazy for a little while. So,
You're the only genius.
oh, that's not true.
You are.
No, but it works with
amazing.
reverse Anadala too, and we're gonna get into that in an episode that's gonna be coming out. But this is our little mini episode talking about the Rebels comparison, what we think it means to the larger story. We could be wrong, but I personally think that this speculation theory kind of makes a lot of sense, that Palpatine is interested in who is going to be born to the Force.
Yes.
Hmm.
Much to think about. Like I was just looking at
It's called something weird too. Let me look it up. It's got a weird ass name, and I was like, I haven't even thought about this. Palpatine's estate.
he has an estate. That means okay.
But he sold it to move to he sold his estate, the Imperial family, House Palpatine. It's called the Convergence or something like that. It's really fucking weird.
Convergence.
Yeah.
Huh?
Convergence is the ancestral home of the House Palpatine.
Wait. My brain. Okay. Let me think about this. Convergence?
Yes.
Like meaning literally
yes,
coming
like
together?
union. Yes.
Oh gosh.
Convergence was the majestic house is style and enthused architecture incorporating blah 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 blah, and the end of the veranda offering a view of the lake beyond, including Varakino. What is Varakino?
Oh man. Oh my gosh.
It's the Newberry estate in the Lake Country.
Why do I not know anything about Naboo?
I don't know.
This is important. Holy moly, this is crazy. Okay.
When I told Matt this, he was like, "What the fuck?"
I can't. What? I like really need to know more about Palpatine, obviously.
Kinsinga Palpatine is the like ancestor, his grandfather, and Convergence is the place. Yes, it is called Convergence. I do not know why. I mean, it's all from like primarily the book Plagueis, but they haven't said it's not canon that Convergence exists.
So wait, this might be one of those
fuzzy things, yeah.
Okay.
That they haven't officially done, but it's still canon that he's from that location, that he had an estate.
Okay. And where the estate was.
Yeah.
Oh
we don't know if he sold it or not, I don't think.
This piece of crap is giving me a headache. Oh, Chief.
Why call it Convergence?
I know, and like he is from literally that planet that's supposed to live in perfect symbiosis with like dark and light and Gungan and Naboo.
Yeah.
And
so I mean, and like I don't think I'm wrong. Like
you're not.
It's like
don't even. Oh
no,
man.
I've been really like what if I'm wrong? You know, recently, like what if this isn't the story? But to me, it fits all of the questions posed. It's kind of like, I feel like Sherlock. I'm like, whatever, you know, once you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however, you know, improbable must be the truth. And I'm like, it's reverse Anadala and Dark Union.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, it's really what's so compelling about it to me is that it is literally that story structure that's in every single movie. So it's like, it's not this odd thing. It's something everyone will instantly recognize.
And the context of it will instantly tell the audience that Ben is actually the romantic hero. It actually takes zero time at all. It takes one Palpatine monologue.
Yes.
It takes one scene to turn the audience into cheering for Ben Solo. That is powerful. And like, that's where I'm like, people are really just overthinking the shit.
I
out of
know.
this.
I know. Like, as soon as I heard this theory, I was like, you know what? The Rise of Skywalker is going to be really good and pretty easy it's going to be really easy for everyone to understand. Everyone's going to be so jazzed by it. It's going to be a great movie. I'm like, so, I mean, I don't understand what, like
People
if you
try
think
to make it more complicated than it is, and you have to remember, like, and here's the other thing: there's so much stuff I haven't talked to you about because sometimes I can't put it into like text. So I'm sorry I'm meandering before we actually do an episode on.
No, I love it.
But you know the Halcyon?
Remind me.
So the Halcyon is the hotel that they're building at
Galaxy's
Edge.
Right. Okay.
And the Halcyon,
the honeymoon hotel.
The honeymoon hotel. It is
for Reylo.
It is
right?
named after the two people that had a tragic death but get to live on as free birds because of the gods. Together. I'm saying it's like naming the hotel Reverse Anadella. I said it was Padme because Halcyon is the one person in this, is the woman in the story. I said it's like naming it the Hotel Padme. But it's like a ship.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it is a rebirth story. It is, and I did a thread on this, so like you can go back and find what I said, but I'm like, this is fucking significant. Who's on the Halcyon? Who can you go and hang out with?
I wonder. The two lovebirds that are reunited in the land beyond death.
Yes, you can go and hang out with Rey and Kylo and Chewbacca and learn how to make lightsabers and learn how to use the Force and pilot.
Chewbacca's their
chaperone.
Yes, exactly.
No, he's babysitting the kids. Come on.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
I mean, no, like seriously, what they're building a prince and princess castle. That is what they are doing.
Yeah.
Like they are telling a Disney story because that is what we need.
Yeah, it's gonna be really. I'm excited because this is like my favorite kind of structure in any kind of story. So I'm like, if there's multiple wizards and love and all sorts of
space
really
wizards
juicy
and
stuff.
love and like threat of like, because the thing about Dark Union I love is that it's always the dark guy just wants the woman to accept him, knowing everything. He will use manipulation, but he doesn't want to use like magic to force her. He wants her to choose him through his evil.
Yes.
Ugh, I love it. So good.
It's gonna be really. I mean, he is a very intimidating guy, Palpatine. Like he is able to. Like, whenever I rewatch Return of the Jedi, I'm just like, this is the scariest scene in Star Wars.
But, like, why is Dark Rey dressed like a Padme doll?
I know.
He has her dresses.
It's like King Mark snapped.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like what if the mythology actually had the same players reliving throughout time?
It's so good. I really hope. I mean, I think that it
but if it does it means that like we actually get validation, which is like so nice on top. It's like the icing.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, if that actually happens, then women are validated.
Yes, it's such a story list just like that. It's a feminine story. It's a one that's in like.
Thank you for thinking that I'm a genius because I'm.
You're so smart. I'm so mad.
Why are you so mad?
I'm mad because you're so clever.
Oh.
No, I'm not mad.
Okay. I just need more people to talk to because that's how I process this stuff is by talking.
It's so smart. It's so smart.
Yeah, because so I've been thinking about the Tristan stuff since I recorded with Josh, and he was like, well, you know, Tristan and Isolde is like the next generation of this same myth, and I'm like, what the fuck? because I hadn't
Yeah.
read Occidental mythology and I hadn't read creative mythology because I because of my LD, I have trouble reading Campbell. So I almost need to like have somebody explain it to me verbally. And so that's when like having people like Josh on the podcast helps, because he like is like, well, this is this and this is why it's related. This is what Campbell is saying. And I'm like, oh, that's what they're doing. Oh, they're literally doing mythology. But these players are like the archetypes of the mythology playing out through time.
Right.
Oh.
It's amazing because I was actually kind of having a hard time placing the original story between Anakin and Padme. Like
It's Tristan and Isolde.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I was having trouble with, but like it.
And like
Just-
the new version is Swan Lake, maybe.
Yeah,
Which is
maybe.
the same story, but it ends happy because the thing about the myth is that it's transformed since Tristan and Isolde into happy endings. We get way more happy endings with this myth now than we get unhappy endings because we no longer need the tragedy. So like some of the stuff I do is like I try to repeat the same messaging in my podcast. I don't know how much you listen to it, but like I try to say the same things over and over again because that helps people grasp the concepts and get words for themselves to talk about it.
Right.
And so like one of the episodes I'm going to be doing is on Theater of War.
Oh, the audiobook that Adam Driver did?
Yeah, and how Star Wars is actually very powerful. I'm going to call it the power of Star Wars because and we're going to use kind of some of the stuff to do with Theater of War and also some psychological studies on how fiction can help us solve problems and how the chiastic and ring theory storytelling helps us work through generational iterations of solving problems for ourselves.
I loved that. I read an essay about the Theater of War like a few years ago that someone like was saying that's that Adam did that book is a big reason why like his story in Ben's story in the sequel trilogy is one of hope, and because like he really feels these kinds of
he understands the tragic nature of war and understands how we need to work through it. He actually participated in Theater of War a bunch of times as one of the people who was like acting it out on stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He actually, at one point he says, and actor Adam Driver, as he's like saying in the audiobook.
Oh, so he's like a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never read the book.
I recommend the audio, like the Audible, if you have like if you're okay with that. Like some people don't like to read the audio, but it's Adam Driver reading it to you.
I'm like, do I want Adam? Yes, I do.
But he's angry a lot. I mean, he like it sounds like he's like intense and angry, but then he has these like very touching moments where he's acting out scenes.
Oh, really? Man, okay, I want to go listen to this now. I can't believe I haven't.
It actually like made me cry, which books do not make me cry. Like I should probably like I'm a little dead inside, and I'm not dead inside. I understand stuff, but it's more like I really have trouble like expressing my emotions, and this book made me cry in the shower because I listen to stuff while I'm like showering.
Actually, I was going to say that I listen to your podcast in the shower. There we go. But you would say that Adam Driver helped you articulate your emotions or whatever he always says. He's very I think it's interesting because like he always talks about like the catharsis of art and like what theater is for, and I think that you crying in the shower would have been
very
exactly the goal.
He would have been proud of me. I know.
Yeah.
Well, yes. So it wasn't that. It was that Theater of War, and I probably have to re-listen to chunks of it because I'm recording with my friend Dominic. Dominic, who has his master's in philosophy.
Oh, wow.
I get the smartest people. It's so fun. Well, thank you, Chelsea, for this.
You're welcome.